Welcome everybody. Today we are going to start in a really super comfortable position. So if you are seated in a chair, think about uncrossing your legs and pressing the feet into the ground, or you can always be lying down on a bed or on a couch. You might be seated on the floor, but think about kind of wiggling, moving about, maybe tipping forward and backward, maybe tipping side to side. Find the place that feels like you are really rooted, that you feel really grounded, that you feel like the earth is supporting you, is holding you, that you can relax a bit and let yourself be held. And then you can have your palms face up on your legs. If you are looking to receive energy today, maybe it's a low energy day for you and you're looking to receive from the universe, or maybe you're feeling like it's a really flighty day and you can't quite get grounded. Maybe you want your hands face down on your lap to kind of root you into the earth. So whichever way, finding a comfortable seat, figuring out what position works for you, and then close your eyes if that feels good in your body. And it doesn't for everyone. So you might just lower your gaze, make a half gaze, kind of make your eyes go a little fuzzy, find a little speck of dust or dirt or a little corner of a picture frame, something to use as a drishti or a focal point, something to help get the outside world at a distance so that we can focus on the inner landscape, so we can focus on what's going on, how we feel inside. And then I'll invite you to find your breath. You don't have to change it right now. You don't have to do anything right now, but just observe, where is the breath in your body? Maybe you can feel it in the chest. As you inhale, maybe the chest rises, and as you exhale, maybe the chest falls. Maybe you can feel the breath in your ribs. Maybe you can feel that expansion and contraction as you inhale and exhale. Maybe you can feel the breath in your back ribs. We often think about ourselves just in the front because that's what we can see. That's where we're interacting. See if you can press into your back body. If you're leaning against your chair, maybe you feel that pressure as you inhale, pressing the ribs against the chair. And finally, I'll invite you to bring the breath into the belly. Use the diaphragm. Inhale, the belly rises. And exhale, the belly falls. And these breaths don't have to be quote unquote deep or big. We're just noticing. And usually when we notice the breath naturally lengthens, it naturally expands. And so I'll invite you to lengthen the exhale. When we elongate the exhale, we ask the parasympathetic nervous system to turn on. We let our body know that we're safe, that we're protected, that we don't have to run from anything, there's no danger. And we can go into rest and digest mode, this repair and restore mode, this mode of calm, of rebuilding our damaged cells. And lengthening the exhale is a great way to stimulate the vagus nerve, which runs from the base of the skull all the way into the gut. And that's the highway of the parasympathetic nervous system. And I'll invite you to take that elongated exhale. And if you like, use the mouth. So inhaling through the nose and a big long sigh out the mouth. Like a H-A ha sound, like you're fogging up a mirror. Inhaling through the nose. And one more like that. The big inhale through the nose and an exhale through the mouth. Now is a great time to set an intention or a sankalpa for your practice. So this could be as simple as, I'm going to try everything. I'm going to follow my breath. Or it could be something that you are cultivating, an emotion or a state of being or a way of being that you want more of in your life. So try out the sankalpa, I am calm, or I am self-compassionate, I am joyful, I am living in the present moment. All of these could be great intentions. We don't have to hold on to them too tight. We let them go into the universe. We let the universe conspire to help make those so. And then I'll invite you to add a little bit of movement into your body, maybe tucking the chin to the chest, feeling the stretch down the back side of the neck into the upper back. You can blink the eyes open if you like, or you can keep the eyes closed. I'm going to do some seated cat-cows with the breath. Inhaling into cow pose to look up, tipping the pelvis, putting a little back bend in the spine. And exhaling into cat pose like a Halloween cat, pressing into the legs, touching the chin to the chest, and then moving with your own breath. Inhaling to look up, tipping the pelvis forward, and exhaling to round the spine, tucking the tailbone under. These don't have to be big, and they don't have to be fast. Move with your body, doing whatever level of movement feels right today, and that might be different than what you did yesterday. There's no gold medal in yoga. We're mostly looking to connect the breath to the movement. We're looking to be really comfortable in our body. So 70-80% of what you're capable of is usually plenty. We're not trying to be strenuous in this type of yoga. We're trying to be observing how we feel and really calming down the nervous system. And then at the end of your next round of cat-cows, coming back into a nice tall seat, and we'll drop the right ear to the right shoulder, taking a big inhale here, and let it out with a sigh. And coming back up to center and dropping the left ear to the left shoulder, taking a big inhale here, and letting it out with a sigh. We'll do that one more time, coming back up to center. And then dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. Taking a big inhale. And sigh it out. A breath in center. And then drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Taking a big inhale here. And sigh it out. And then come back to a nice neutral position. Maybe you want to roll the shoulders in one direction and the other direction. Again, sometimes slow is harder. Really feeling into any areas of tension or constriction and see if you can breathe into those. Let them be loose. Maybe go one shoulder at a time. And we'll do a little twist before we settle back down. So thinking about sitting up nice and tall, looking over the right shoulder. Maybe the left arm comes to the outside of the right thigh. Inhaling to sit up nice and tall and exhaling to twist. Inhaling to lengthen and exhale, see something new. Make sure you're still breathing. And then we'll slowly follow the eyes back around all the way to center. And then looking over the left shoulder first. And maybe this is enough, or maybe we sit up nice and tall, bringing the right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, see something new. And then use the eyes to slowly bring yourself back to center. We're going to do a breath here called Brahmari or bumblebee breath. This is another way to stimulate the vagus nerve, to remind our body that we're safe, that we can be in parasympathetic, that we have nothing to worry about, there's no danger. So we'll inhale and exhale with a hum. And whenever you run out of breath, that's fine. We just inhale again and carry on. And continuing again, inhaling and humming. This is a liken to oming. If you've ever chanted Om in a yoga or meditation class, or singing. So if you're someone who loves to sing in the shower, this is another way to really turn on our relaxation response. It's really powerful and it's pretty easy. Inhaling through the nose and humming on the exhale. And I'll invite you to settle in, to make yourself even 1% more comfortable. And that might mean putting something behind your back or leaning back. That's fine. You don't always have to be sitting up so rigid and tall. And then come back to that breath. Find it in the belly. Let the belly rise on the inhale. And let the belly sink on the exhale. We're going to work into a 3-part breath, inhaling into the belly, inhaling again into the lungs, and then inhaling all the way up to the chest. And that long, slow exhale into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest, and a long, slow exhale. And again, you don't have to go with my count. If a different pace works best for you, that's fine, but the pattern remains the same. In, long, slow out. Into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest, and a long, slow exhale. And carry on like this. Take your time, there's no rush. But at the end of your next round of breath, let the breath return to normal. Observe in your body, how do you feel? If anything's gotten tight, sometimes the shoulders want to creep up, or sometimes we find we're sitting in a place where we're holding tension. Just relax, let it go. Tell yourself you're safe. And we'll come into a final meditation. Today we'll do a 5 senses meditation. So starting with what can you feel? And this might be what you can physically feel in your outer world. How do your feet feel against the floor? How do your clothes feel against your skin? What's the temperature in the room you're in? Can you feel any air blowing, or can you feel the seat beneath you? Can you feel maybe your hair on your neck? Maybe you can feel the air coming in and out of your nose. And then I'll ask you to observe what's going on inside your body. Can you feel your breath? Can you feel your heartbeat? Are you having any sensations on or in your body? These are neutral. We're just observing. We're not labeling whether something's good or bad. We're just saying, oh, this feels like this. Then we'll leave the sense of touch and we'll move into the sense of hearing. What can you hear in your surroundings? I can hear some cars driving outside. I can hear the wind. You can hear my voice, but maybe there's something else going on in your environment. Maybe you can hear your breath. Maybe you can hear your heartbeat. Or maybe it's very, very quiet where you are. That's okay too. And then we'll move to the sense of smell. And sometimes there's a very clear, distinct smell. Maybe perfume or a candle, or someone might be cooking. Other times it's more subtle. What's the quality of the air in the room you're in? What's the temperature? Is it fresh or is it stale? And then similarly, with the sense of taste, which is so very closely linked to the sense of smell, maybe there's something distinct. Or maybe you can feel, what does your tongue want to do inside your mouth? Maybe it runs against your teeth. Maybe you swallow a couple of times. Maybe you lick your lips. Sometimes the jaw likes to hold a bit of tension, so maybe you separate the teeth a little bit and wiggle your jaw left and right, loosening things up. And then finally, we'll come into our sense of sight. And you may have your eyes closed, which is great. It's totally fine. We're going to start with our inner vision, bringing back to mind that sankalpa, that intention, that quality we wanted to embody a little bit more of from the beginning of our time together. And so bring that into your visualization. What types of things would you be doing if you could embody that characteristic? What would it look like if you were more joyful or more self-compassionate? What would it look like if you were more understanding or lived more in the present moment? Who are the people around you? And then what's one tiny, tiny little action you can take today on the way to embodying this joy or compassion or happiness or presence? Because we don't change overnight, we change bit by bit by bit, and eventually we develop new habits and we get closer to being the person that we want to be. I want to invite you to come back to the breath if you've lost it, which is easy to do. It always happens. It's no big deal. And ask yourself, where do I feel my breath now? We breathe thousands of times per day, but we only notice a small fraction of those inhales and exhales. It's quite a gift because the breath is automatic, but we can also take control and we can also have some autonomy to change the breath. We'll end with a 4-7-8 breathing pattern, which is an inhale for 4, holding the breath at the top for a count of 7, and a long, slow exhale for 8. And you can count as quickly or as slowly as feels good in your body. Not everyone likes that whole breath hold at the top. So if that's really not working for you, go ahead and shorten it until you find the length of time that feels good to you today. So inhaling, holding the breath, and a long, slow exhale. Take your time at the end of your next round of breath. Let your breathing return to normal. Bring some gentle movements to your fingertips, to your toes, maybe to your shoulders, maybe to your legs. And when you're ready, if your eyes are closed, you can open your eyes.